Hey everybody, welcome to today's psychosomatic journey of embodying spirit medicine, so spirit animal medicine. And today we are diving deeper again into Arachnid, dark mother medicine. The previous journey that is already on my channel is focused on more of a yogic weaving journey with Arachnid. But today I want to give you some points and some places to drop into more somatically without having to go for a big full journey. So you could do this practice seated. You can do it in a meditation pose, laying down, going for a walk. Whatever allows you to receive the wisdom and the medicine that is coming through my words today. So, first and foremost, I encourage you to drop in. Take a full breath all the way through the nose and out the mouth with a sigh. Letting your full body to be animated by this breath, to be cleansed, clear, so you can arrive in this moment. Welcoming all parts of you, and throughout this practice, if you begin to get too much in your head, I invite you to come back to the body, to plant your roots, and to guide your breath into your root system. First of all, why are we talking about Arachnid, mother goddess, dark mother, animal archetypes, animal embodiment? So on this channel, I love play. I love playfulness, I love imagination, and I love movement and creativity. So for me, the embodiment and the contemplation of these characters, these energies, these archetypes, with a somatic or healing or movement strengthening intention is incredibly exciting to me. It's incredibly healing, you know? Finding the medicine within our everyday. We all have had probably an experience where we tried to do a workout or tried to do some exercise or tried to do some meditation and we fucking hated it. Like it was just not for us, right? So for me, embodiment and archetypes allows me to still strengthen my body, to expand my consciousness, to expand my soul, to expand my imagination, to fuel my creativity, to awaken my femininity, and, exercise while doing it, get strong in the body, but with a purpose and with something that allows my mind to relax into a structure. So to me, embodiment and archetypes, they are structures, they are energy imprints that I can fit into, that I can try on for size as if it was a costume. And from that place, move through the shadow, move through the light of that archetype so that I can begin to weave its story into my body. And this can be incredibly helpful if, for example, I don't have a good representation of that archetype in my life. For example, you might not have had a good upbringing, but you can turn to a lioness or arachnid for an example or a sample or a doorway that you can enter into and begin to explore and experiment and play with the textures and the nuances of, let's say, motherhood, creativity, power, ferocity. And sometimes utilizing animal embodiments can be easier for us than perhaps tuning into an archetype, the queen, We might immediately be like, oh, but I'm not a woman. Or, the king, I'm not a man. I'm not a king, I'm not a queen, I don't have a kingdom. Da, 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 da. But maybe animal embodiment allows you, as it allows me, to have fun, to play. When you're a snake, you get to slither around the earth and to connect with your belly, with your root system into the earth. You get to feel into what transformation and shedding skins feels like. And there is times in our human life, in this vast spectrum of human experiencing, of experiencing being human, where that skill can actually be vital, where stepping into transformation and embodiment and alchemy and death and rebirth can be really helpful. It can be this, anchor that we reach for, which is really exciting. So this is why this is important to me. Maybe you relate, maybe you resonate, maybe you don't. Maybe you need to find your own way of understanding this. Maybe this isn't medicine for you. Maybe you've decided already that it isn't medicine for you. Or maybe you're curious. Maybe you're coming with an open mind and you're saying, hey, show me what I can get from this, what I can understand, what I can learn, what I can open up into. When we close ourselves into these dimensions of, this isn't for me, I'm not this kind of person who does X, Y, and Z, then we live a very closed existence. And it can be really fun and exciting to push those edges and those boundaries. And actually, if you're someone who is at all interested in living a life of aliveness, of creativity, of expression, of expansion and growth, a key skill of that is trying new things out and having an open mind, a childlike wonder of curiosity and play. And actually, play and experimentation is a fantastic way to resolve trauma, to resolve tension, to let go of the cortisol we hold in our bodies, to unravel into a greater expression of our life, of our love, of our finances, of our business. Nature has been teaching us and guiding us ever since we were born. All the way back into our ancestry, she has been telling us when to plant seeds. She has been telling us when to take the fruits, when to turn the soil over. It's about attuning to the ancient rhythms and cycles of nature as teacher, as wisdom, as medicine. Becoming humble in our humanity, connected to the earth, to the elements that we walk with, to the creatures that we share this planet with, and saying, I can learn something here. What is that flavor? So today I'm dropping some wisdom around Dark Mother Goddess. So continue those big belly breaths, continue those beautiful breaths. Maybe you want to do a little bit of a shake, a little shimmy to make a little bit more space in your nervous system. Feel your spine. This is really juicy if you're walking and you're building that Shakti, that life force, creative force energy. The feminine loves flow, movement, energy. What is that? Emotion, movement in motion, breath, sound. When we become stagnant and lethargic, then things get stuck. But aliveness has a quality of movement in it, of expression, of occupying space, right? So play into that. If you feel intuitively called to stretch your arm, maybe crawl around the ground, please be my guest. It is absolutely delightful to let go of this human costume of I need to look like this, I need to do this, and I need to speak in this way, and I need to dress in this way to be respectable, to be successful, to be liked, to be approved, to fit into community, and to be loved. This is a space where you get to bring out your inner child, where you get to meet your inner parts in a way that works for you, where you get to recalibrate your own relationship to your own system, to your body, mind, heart, through the gateways, through the openings of these archetypes. It's super yummy. It's super exciting. Think of them as keys, as something that unlocks a part of your psyche. Because maybe this is something that you have not explored before, and all of a sudden you have a little bit more spaciousness in your brain to go back into as a source of information. Take a deep breath with me, full-bodied, all the way from your feet to the top of your head, and let go with a sigh. Do that twice more. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, maybe leave your jaw a little bit open. Soften into the center of who you are. Soften into the place within you that already knows. That knows the texture of this material, of this energy, and has that understanding and knowing. There might also be a part of you present who's saying, oh, I'm confused. Oh, I don't know about this. But there's also and always a part of you that says, I know this. I know what this feels like. I'm willing to remember. Okay. It's important to set the stage. It's important to, in the beginning of our conversation, to create these openings and permission slips for you to have the best experience. Because if we are the co-creators and the creators of our reality, then we are also curating our experience through expectation, through judgment, through closure, through lack of understanding, education, through ideas we might have gathered, and we wear them as armor and as shield. But what does it cost you to protect yourself against this knowledge that I'm sharing here today? Some of it might feel uncomfortable, some of it might be triggering, but you already have the tools, your breath, your sound, your movement, your intuition, to transform it and alchemize whatever is rising up to the surface. Trust and open. And if you need additional guidance, ask for help, reach out, search. Allow the universe to support you. Hey, universe, I'm having a difficult time alchemizing this. Show me how. Teach me. What if the universe is just trying to be our best friend, and so is our body? That's exciting, right? What if the universe is trying to be your best friend? It's not trying to fight against you. It's trying to provide for you. And there might be places within you, as there is within me, that push that away. Because receivership and surrender might be scary. An idea of control might give us an illusion of safety, because we have not yet become comfortable in being seen or accessing our power. We might be used to giving our power away. And if you're, already in this part of the conversation and you're saying, Claudia, I thought we were here going to talk about the spider medicine I really wanted to know. We already have been. Power, control, creation, unraveling, opening, transformation, anchoring, encountering the dark material of our life and weaving our own story from it. Those are some of the anchor keys for you to open deeper knowledge, deeper awareness. The arachnid to me, y'all, it's crazy, okay? I'm someone who is not very fond of spiders. And for 2 months now, every day, a spider has come into my field. It has either crawled on my body, showed up on my laptop. It has, been in the car hovering above my head. It has randomly started running towards me as I go to bed to sleep at night. It has been a journey. Even this morning, I go out into the garden and there's this tiny white spider walking on my sweater. So the spider, the arachnid has come and it keeps coming, it keeps knocking on my door. So here I am making this video to share with you. Feel into, already in this moment, arachnid. What feelings does that rise up in your body? Welcome them, allow them. Where are they? Breathe. To me, when I feel of arachnid, I immediately get the ick. It's dark. It's crawly, it's creepy, it's poisonous, it's venomous. This is what I receive. So it's a really good identifier, perhaps, of my relationship to that which is dark, to that which is hidden, to that which is powerful. There is no denying that the spider is a powerful creature, right? What is it that gives us the ick? By acknowledging and bringing the light of our awareness to the dark places within us, we free up energy that we can channel and fuel in our day-to-day lives and our creativity towards our romance, our families, our friendships, our children, our creations, ourselves. So look into that icky place within that the arachnid is bringing up. Deep breath in, feel your roots, know that it is safe to look here. Know that it is medicine, even if it feels icky. Arachnid, mother, dark mother goddess. What is dark mother? Think of Kali, Lilith. We can also think of Hecate, Baba Yaga. These perhaps wild and dark outcast representations of the feminine, whose strongest power is that of alchemy, of transformation, of death, of rebirth, or moving through our psyche and through our underworld. Think Persephone, going into the underworld to uncover the dark material, to reunite with her shadow self, so that she can be a full being, a whole being, rather than living up on land in this fluffy, light spirituality. What if our darkness, our shadow, and our roots is what gives us depth? what gives us truth, what gives us reality. And the dark mother, the dark feminine, the arachnid can come and allow us to feel into the dark with a guiding hand. To know that we are protected. To know that if there is any parts within us that might need to go into a cocoon, that might need to rest, that might need to transform and alchemize, that there is space for them to turn into goo and to be reborn. And it is also making peace with the parts of us that might be venomous, poisonous, destructive. The relationship that I have to the spider is curious. I always think it's going to do something weird, like jump out or, attack me. I always have this like bracing, maybe there is some sort of past life there where I, death by spider. I don't know. But there's something to be said about this God complex that we can have as big creatures, as tall human beings, over a small, tiny insect. That feeling that allows us to stomp on the dark, to crush it, to destroy it, to flush it down the toilet, to throw it outside, to have power over. So feel into what is your relationship to something that you witness as smaller or worse off than you. Have you had those experiences in your life? It could even be within relationship. Something that has been incredibly healing and beautiful in my intimate relationships, in my romantic relationships, is recognizing if we are in argument or if I'm in conflict with another person, do I feel like I have power over this person, or do I feel like I have power under? So do I feel worse and weaker than them? And this is why I'm lashing out. This is me lashing out. This is me in conflict. If you see me pulling this move out, it means I'm flustered and stressed. Hi. So we can take that image, we can take that key, that doorway, that representation, and look within us. Maybe if you're not feeling any story or anything in particular, maybe look towards the feeling that's coming up. Maybe there's some guilt. Maybe somebody before has exuded power over you. Maybe a parent figure, a boss, a co-worker, a teacher. Feel into that place within your body and breathe into that space. Maybe there's an ache there that is asking to be felt, to be seen, to be released. Breathe. Allow it to soften with every breath that you take. The spider medicine is here to allow you to unravel, to soften, and to reclaim your power. So when I say dark matter, dark material, what does that bring up in your soma? Is there fear? Is there an immediate clenching or contraction? Is it, fuck, I don't want to go there. It's too much. What is that sensation? The spider, the arachnid, is the master weaver. She walks in the dark, she walks in the mystical, she walks in between realms. She is in the liminal space. And just like Kali, she is the master of the energies of birth and death, sustaining and destruction, new beginnings, of cutting away, of severing cords. She takes her net and she weaves something new. She walks away, she finds a better place. What is the material in this moment that you are working with? Sink into it as if you were going to find in it the Holy Grail. Because when we sink into the void, the unknown, the unconscious, the subconscious, and we begin to unravel the stories that we have fed ourselves, the stories that we have woven into our skin, we get to unravel them into new ones. What does that look like? Shadow material. It could be self-doubt, limiting thoughts, procrastination. It can be judgment onto other people. It can be not feeling like you're good enough. It can be this feeling of my power is not safe. I get hurt when I show my power. All of those stories we might have acquired from our childhood with big T or little t trauma. This is your moment to unravel something here. To reach down into your depths with the energy of the Dark Mother, with the energy of Arachnid behind you, supporting you, giving you the strength of your spine, giving you the strength of the grandmother weavers. There's so many traditions where the grandmother spider begins creation. She creates men out of the different colors of the clay in the earth. She weaves our destinies. She transforms, changes, and opens the world. Where can you find that power within you to reclaim the threads of your stories and to weave a new tapestry? Breathe deep. Maybe if something is moving deeply through you, stand up and just begin to gently move with that sensation. Breathe, sigh it out. Maybe some words are coming to you to make a statement, to say no more. I am not doing that anymore. I am no longer afraid of my power. I use my voice to speak my truth. I use my voice to set boundaries. I use my voice to take up space. The arachnid does not ask for permission. The arachnid, the Dark Mother, can also allow us to sink into the Dark Mother, to heal any relationship that we might have with our birth mother, with our relationship to motherhood, and help us unravel those stories, to soften into a model of a mother that we desire to be. One that is not afraid to face the dark, to face the pain, because she knows that from the energy within those, she can craft something new. Sink deep, feel your belly, feel your roots, feel your womb, whether that's real womb or energetic womb, your center of creation. It's the spider as often a medicine of creativity, of dream weaving. The spider, if you imagine the anatomy, she has this huge belly, this huge sac behind her. What is your belly filled with? What are you weaving with? Once again, we're coming back to this dark matter, dark material, the energy that you're weaving with. If your body, if your soma, if your nervous system has a feeling, a story imprinted deep in your bones that you are not good enough, you're weaving everything in your life to find that. Our brain is our best friend, and everything in reality is a mirror to us, to bring us more deeply to ourselves, to our sense of wholeness. For example, if you're in a relationship and you're constantly seeking validation, and even if you receive it, it doesn't feel good, or within your job, looking for a promotion, looking for some sort of expansion, some sort of pat on the back, but you're failing to gift that to yourself, to recognize your own worthiness. Bless me. Then you've probably found that no matter what the other person says, no matter what the other person does, no matter if they buy you flowers, chocolates, or give you that promotion, or give you $10,000 or euros, it probably never feels good enough. It probably never feels like it is enough. Because there's a void, a center within us that is searching, that is longing to be filled. And it's not filled from the outside in, it's filled from the inside out. Our reality is woven with our beliefs. And we have to become pristine. And cultivating our awareness and our attention. Saying, no, this doesn't work. No, I don't believe in this anymore. I'm not this, I'm not that. Take it away from me. Alchemize it, transform it, release it to the ground. Let it be transformed. So if this is helpful to you, take your hands. Begin to imagine tiny strings unraveling from your body as you move, as you soften, as you breathe. Offer it back to the earth. Imagine you're pulling out those seeds, those stories. Breathe. And these black threads, maybe they feel icky or poisonous. Accept them fully, breathe into them. Imagine that you're gathering more of their energy in your hands. And slowly you begin to reshape their energy. Maybe it changes color, maybe it changes shape. Maybe it becomes clear, iridescent, light, sunlight, raindrops, fire, whatever feels good for you today. weave, transform, alchemize, play, use your imagination here. And now imagine you're holding this ball of light, transformed energy. Feel its potential. Hold it in your hands, maybe like a little seed. As if you're holding a butterfly or a little bird in between the palms of your hands. Maybe you wish to shake from side to side, swaying gently. Hold this little bird in your hands. This is your key to freedom that you've always longed for. And the more you learn the process of alchemizing the dark matter, the dark material, the more energy you will have into your creation, into your family, into your love, into your money, into your relationships, into your joy. But actually what we can do as humans is to sabotage ourselves. Because the idea of holding great, huge fucking power can be terrifying if we have been taught or even taught that our power is not safe, that our power does not belong, and we should keep our mouths shut. We should stuff down our emotions and play the good girl, the good little human who doesn't bother anybody, who does what they're told, who stuffs down their emotions, their feelings, who receives more love when they are good. And we begin to contract and squish down our light and our power. We begin to take away from that source, and we begin to weave stories into our heart space, into armor and protection. We begin to weave those stories into our brain, into our mind, of unworthiness. See, that person never liked me anyway. I'm not good enough for that job. I could never be on stage. I could never write that book. I'm never going to get the body I desire. I'm never going to find love. I'm just lazy. I doubt myself. I don't trust the universe. I don't trust that I will be held. I never have before. Why should I now? I'm tired. I don't feel like it. I don't want to. Ooh, for me, I don't. Listen, I have a favorite part inside of me, and it's I don't want to. And it came from such a depth of grief that is continuously being asked to be reworked, reshaped, and brought into love and softness, because she's so afraid. She's learned to say I don't want to, because she doesn't want to be a problem. She's learned to say I don't want to, because sharing her joy, her excitement, gave armor to other people that would have been used against her. She learned to say I don't want to, because she heard over and over and over and over, not now. We're not doing that. I'm tired. I don't want to. So she learned to get more disappointed until she didn't even want to try. Until she didn't even want to try. I don't want to. Take a moment and just breathe into whatever has shifted, moved, transformed. Maybe you wish to place a hand on your heart, a hand on your belly, and just breathe. Ask for support, ask for that strength. We don't have to get lost in this dark. We can find empowerment. And sometimes what can gift us empowerment is movement, is physicality. That's why I love combining these practices with yoga, with somatics, with dance. So if you're feeling chunky, if you're feeling clunky, there's a yoga practice on the Arachnid that you can jump into. You can skip the, timeline and just go straight for the yoga part. There's an introduction and there's a silk scarf exercise where we work with the energy of weaving. But if you're feeling agitated, I would recommend jumping straight into the yoga part, or even tuning into a somatic practice I have called Rebirth. All the links will be down below if you desire them. Or Elemental. This is a shorter practice, I think 20-25 minutes of tuning into all the elements to truly move some energy. When we learn to work with the dark matter, our dark thoughts, our judgments, our smallness, and we take responsibility, the dark mother, goddess, archetypes, and energies, they ask us to stop making space for our bullshit. Okay? This is the real truth here, okay? This is a chunky one. For me it was, for my system it was. To stop expecting anybody else to come and save us. To stop expecting our victimhood, our codependency, to keep driving the bus and expect to get in a different place or a different destination. It's like putting in the same information into the GPS and expecting a different outcome. But our nervous system likes sameness and comfort. So our nervous system will continuously choose a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven. Over and over and over and over again. So call forth the medicine of movement, the medicine of play, the medicine of archetypal embodiment, to help you unravel the stories in your soma, in your psyche, in your subconscious, and to take on these energies of strength, empowerment, of knowing. All of these thoughts and these dimensions, they can feel so mystical and like untangible, like we can't quite catch them. And sometimes our mind can even actually switch off and just go blank and say, I don't understand. I don't know what she's talked about. I don't remember a word that she said. Because it's sensing danger and it's trying to protect your mind. So this journey, and any journey, calls for radical compassion, radical spaciousness, and learning the tools that we can hold ourselves. There's a whole series on my channel called Nourished Body, Nourished Soul. It's a journey that is designed to teach you to take care and to tend to your body, and to discover the vast cosmology of the universe inside of you and outside of you, so that you can gain greater understanding of how to tend to those parts. How do you tend to your heart? How do you make yourself feel loved? How do you feel grounded? How do you understand rootedness? How can you reach for those concepts, those imaginations in your psyche when you truly need them? So that's there for you if you need it. It has been my life's work to find creative and fun ways and loving ways for my system to rediscover safety, to untangle knots within my nervous system, within my reality, whether that's in relationship, business, money, my own pleasure, my own connection to self. And this work has been life-changing. When we're speaking of dark matter, for a long time I have been weaving with energies of depression, of shame, fear of my power, smallness, unworthiness, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Stories that I'm tired, I don't feel creative. And I still notice the energies of depression coming into my life, but now they have been transformed and reworked, so I don't have to stay in bed for 3 months to receive the same medicine. It can be an hour, 2 hours, maybe a day. Maybe a moment of softness, maybe a breath. All of it stemming from this befriending of the nervous system, of slowing down, of anchoring into this reality, of trying to understand, of gaining tools and resources that I can call upon when everything in my system freaks out. When we get stressed, our animal body gets activated, our fight, flight, freeze, fawn, our survival. You can throw everything else out the window. At that time, your body will do everything and anything to try and protect you. And the longer you are stuck in that state, the more difficult it feels to come out of it, because it feels like a calcified, stony structure that is trying to keep us safe. This feeling of perpetual tension in our shoulders, in our bellies, feelings of numbness, disassociation, exhaustion. But when we come to practices like these, and we continuously point our attention and our awareness, and when we continuously move our bodies in a way that eventually becomes habitual, when our animal body takes over, our other animal body can also take over. What do I mean by that? When we train our psyche, when we train our heart, our body, our spirit, to move with these energies, to learn how to alchemize, to transform, to transmute, that is when we're creating a different habitual animal body, working with the primal energies, with the elemental energies, with the energies of our body. And so in moments of real struggle, of freeze, fight, flight, numbness, a different intelligence can arise within our bodies and arise within our psyche that allows us to channel that energy. There might still be noise, but there is a relationship that we have cultivated with ourselves. We know the taste of trust. We know the taste of faith. We know the taste of intuition. We know the taste of knowing. We know the taste of our own North Star. We know the taste of our values, our material, our inner cosmology. We know because we've been there and we've worked with it and we allowed enough time to actually unravel and to come into right relationship and harmony with all those energies. If we're expecting it to be done like this, if we're expecting to show up to one yoga class and to be enlightened, I don't know what to tell you. But I can tell you from my experience, being flaky and uncommitted in my practice, because I can be honest with myself and say I was flaky and uncommitted. It's different. Don't get tripped up in these like spiritual loopholes of I'm literally exhausted and I don't want to do anything because I'm recovering from burnout. This is not a place to pile more stuff upon you and to guilt trip yourself. This is not this kind of avenue. This is the avenue where you get to the place and to the point where you know your own BS. Where you know the intention and the energy behind the actions that you've been taking in the world. If you send a text message to somebody asking for attention, maybe you get really frustrated and really angry when they don't reply because you're expecting them to provide a certain alleviation to your system, to your psyche, to your mind. Maybe that's a good time to go into the mirror and to give that to yourself. Maybe that's a good time to go into the mirror and say, I love you. I care about you. I appreciate spending time with you. You're amazing. You rock. I believe in you. I know you're feeling stressed. I know you're struggling. And maybe if looking in the mirror is too difficult, close your eyes and just be with yourself and to speak your words, speak into existence. If Arachnid is a weaver, your voice weaves truth into existence. If you walk around saying, I'm this and I'm that and this and that and this person doesn't like me and I'm never going to get this or get anywhere in life, how are we expecting to be the miracle that we have been searching for? How are we expecting to embody the source, the truth, the energy of action and motion, the energy of love and motion? The creatrix, the weaver, the alchemist. How are we expecting to know the right way to take the energies of our environment and to weave them into something new? Maybe we have a bad habit. Maybe we take 40 days to gently unravel it and replace it with something else so that we can take back our energy. Maybe it's your consumption of media. Maybe you recognize that you're needing a different source of nourishment. Maybe you want to read more books. Maybe you're noticing that listening to a particular music or a podcast is not really serving you. Maybe you're craving more spaciousness or time in nature. How can you help yourself? This is how we make the untangible, the esoteric, the mystical, the subconscious into reality. When we get radically honest with ourselves and what isn't working in our life, what isn't offering us nourishment, what isn't supporting our highest excitement, our highest growth. Maybe you know that you want to move a little bit more in your body. Maybe you find a joyful way to do that, like dance. Maybe you're recognizing that you really love meditation, but it's really difficult. Maybe in that moment you try breath work, or you try dance, or you try yoga. Maybe it gives you that same texture and that same energy of calmness in your mind. Maybe you go on a walk. There's so many different options and ways to weave our energy. Can you trust that you already have the answers? That it's not something that you have to Google about, that it's not something that you have to find in a book, that it's not something that somebody else has to tell you. Call on the spider medicine. Maybe take some time to journal about it, to free write about it, and ask yourself. And do not be afraid of the answer or allow the fear to unravel with it. What is it that I need to change in my life right now? What is it in my dark matter, in my sack, in my womb, in my deep belly that I'm still carrying with me, that is calling to be unraveled? Find a way to resource yourself, to raise your energy. Maybe it's a shower, maybe it's a workout, maybe it's a sauna, maybe it's some nice content or a book. And then find the answer. Many of us are trying to find an answer in a depleted source. When we're so blank and trying to just survive and hold on, that we're grasping for answers. Maybe in that moment we need to soften. Tune into some yin yoga. Maybe go to do an ecstatic dance. 5 rhythms. Maybe it's play. Maybe it's going for coffee. When we are resourced, that's when we have access to more. And that's when more can come to us. Imagine you're holding a fist in your heart all the time and you're saying, I really want to be loved. I really want somebody to take care of me. But you're not letting anyone in. And it takes a yanking, a slow unfolding of this fist. I am safe to trust love again. How can you be your own best friend, your guide, your source of power on this journey? Let me know down in the comments below how all of this is landing for you. What's percolating, what's triggering, what's moving, what's becoming enlightened, what's becoming revealed from the depth to the surface so that it can be met, unresolved, and brought into the light so that you can take more energy from it. So that you can reclaim your power, your voice, your authenticity. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to feel you. Let me know down in the comments. I'll drop those practices down below that can be supportive. Maybe I'll film another video on this topic of Arachnid. And something else that's percolating in my field is a whole spirit guide journey, where you get to tune into the energetics, into the verbal, into the cognitive and the somatic. the movement, the space to just be in the unknown without me telling you what to feel or what it might look like. I'm a person who likes both, but sometimes it's nicer to just be left alone in that void and that womb of the practice and to experience it for yourself, right? Is there anything else that wants to be said? There was a lot of spicy fire in this video. I want to make sure that your heart, your soul is safe and protected, that you're not walking out into the world unraveled. So take care of yourself, listen in, maybe make a warm cup of tea, write out everything you're feeling, draw it out. Hold it in your awareness and take it out from your head onto paper. That can be really helpful. And then we get to see from a different perspective the energies that we're weaving with. So you are supported, you are loved, you belong, and may the fruits of our practice uplift all beings, including the earth. The fruits of our willingness to see, to unravel the dark material and to build a new world from it. So from that belly, from that womb, new creations can come to life. Alchemizing, transforming pain into beauty, pain into new life, distorted stories into new empowerment. These are just some things that are weaving in my mind, presented to you on a platter. Take what serves, leave the rest. You don't have to carry it all with you. Feel what you're feeling right now. Make space and allow it to unravel and detangle. You've got the power to hold it. And there is support that can help you to hold more of it. Ciao.